So not only can you manage traffic, you can actually predict traffic. Just as we predict weather, we can predict traffic. So if you know there's going to be a traffic jam at a certain intersection, wouldn't it be great to divert the traffic or change the lights, the duration of the lights, so that you minimize or eliminate that traffic jam? I think that's where we're headed. We're headed to the world of predicting what's happening and preventing those incidents. Intelligent water management. In an average city, about 30% of water is wasted. And I think we can do much, much better than that. Statistics show one of the best cities for capturing water is Singapore. And Singapore still wastes about 8% of the water. And everyone else is far greater. And water is a very precious commodity. It costs energy to convert water into usable water. So I think the ability to capture and make sure that we're getting the most out of the water is very important for this region. And this will be a view of what a city manager would see. So they'll be able to have a dashboard where they could have a map and look at all the incidents and look at all the KPIs that you might be measuring. And this is a similar map for traffic. So smarter cities consists of smarter buildings. And I think this is an interesting opportunity here in Doha because you're building today. There's a huge building boom. And if you can build those buildings in a smarter, more cost-effective way, more energy-efficient way, then the collection of these buildings will create a smarter city. And just a few examples. In St. Regis Hotel, we've implemented our smarter building solution. And we were able to reduce the energy costs per revenue by 40%. That is a significant, significant number. The target going into it was 4.9%. And at the end, we were able to generate 40% savings. In Tulane University, what we've done is we've taken disparate data that exists around the university in terms of energy consumption for different buildings, and we were also able to provide that information to the campus operations folks so that they can make better decisions. And the last is actually an IBM location. So generally, we're not just a technology provider, we're almost always a customer of our own technology. So this smart buildings solution was actually deployed in our facility where we were able to realize 5% year-over-year energy savings. And by the way, during the same time, our productivity went up 30%. So not only are we saving, we're increasing production. And it's just using the data that exists, we collected, using analytic tools, we're able to achieve these numbers. So I'm going to share with you some examples. I can't, due to the time, I don't think I'll be able to share all the examples, but I'll share a few of the highlights here. Stockholm. It's a very congested city. And what we did was we worked with the city planners or city officials to deploy a variable toll scheme. The idea was to reduce the peak traffic. So between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. was the highest traffic level, and it would cause significant traffic jams. So by altering the toll based on when you go into the city, we were actually able to reduce the traffic by 25%. This is a very simple solution that we were able to apply and reduce the peak traffic and change the behavior of the drivers. Reducing the traffic jam by 25%, it allowed 15% reduction in CO2 emissions, and by the same time, they were actually able to generate more revenue. So this is actually a win-win-win situation where the citizens win because of less traffic, less CO2 emissions, and the governments win because they were able to generate more revenue. In Peterborough, UK, they wanted not only to be able to capture the data about their energy consumption, they wanted that information to be shared with the residents. Because studies show when you know what you're consuming and how you're consuming, you tend to change your behavior to reduce consumption. And by deploying this technology, they were able to reduce the overall energy consumption for the city of Peterborough. The residents felt satisfied that they had access to the information about what they were spending in terms of energy. And it was, again, a win-win situation. Chicago, Illinois. So Chicago is also known for crime, and they wanted to have the ability to detect incidents that could potentially happen, and again, try to prevent. So it's no longer a reactive system. So when we talk about a smarter planet and a smarter city, we're looking for a proactive system that's able to predict what's going to happen and hopefully prevent that incident from ever happening. Shenyang, China. So Shenyang, China is a capital city in one of the large provinces, and they wanted to be the innovators. They wanted to be the leaders in eco-technology. They wanted to create a research environment to not only show rest of China, but rest of the world how innovative they are. So we work with them to set up an environment that allowed them to monitor and measure their performance in terms of their eco-friendly construction, traffic, energy consumption, resource consumption, and be able to measure and improve upon their performance. And this is a significant research project that we're working with them, and we believe that they will be the showcase for all of China to follow. Madrid, this is a emergency response system. So the ability to know a car accident has happened, there's injury, and to be able to dispatch a medical personnel as quickly as possible. It could mean savings of lives, and it could mean reduction of traffic jams, and be able to improve upon the operations of the entire city. And in New York, all of the public schools in New York now have smart sensors. And we are able to capture the energy consumption for every one of those buildings that New York City schools are in. And the idea is to be able to identify underperforming schools in terms of energy and be able to take actions to reduce the energy consumption. And again, it's about having the information so you can make better decisions. Valletta, Malta. So again, it's a energy system. They put in a smart meter in each of the homes, and they're sharing that information again with the residents so that they're making intelligent, better decisions about how they consume the energy. So with that, I have 3 suggestions for you all. Let's build a smarter building. Then let's build smarter cities. And then I believe we can build a smarter planet. So I encourage you to visit our booth, because I am not able to tell you all the details of how this technology works and what the benefits are. But if you attend our booth, I'm sure we'll be able to take the time and go into any level of detail and be able to demo the solution to you. Thank you very much.